look at the state of funding, get some updates on how everyone has progressed. We have about 5 SPEs, and we'll also have some questions for those who don't really want to present, but they do want to give to open up the floor. Then we'll talk about some live proposals. We have 1 live proposal at the minute, and then open up the space to anyone if they have either an upcoming proposal or want to just put something out in an early pre-baked or half-baked format to the group to get some feedback and get a rough temp check. And then we'll also have 5 minutes at the end to discuss any governance processes, any topics that people want to bring up. It's also fine if we just take those 5 minutes back. Obviously, if you have any questions throughout, please ask them in a chat, and then I'll rely on Rick, Titan, anyone else to just shout them out as I can't actually see. That would be fantastic. Awesome. So introduction, whistle stop tour. What is Livepeer? Livepeer's mission is to build the world's open video infrastructure. Obviously, we know developers are locked into a walled garden of Web2 apps and big tech infra. 80% of internet bandwidth is video streaming, and a whole loads of big tech companies that obviously are owning, from a centralized perspective, a lot of the stack. And a new walled garden is starting to appear in the world of AI as well. Generative AI is changing how we work and create. So we have 73% marketing departments using Gen AI, and obviously a massive growth in the size of the market over the next years. And this is why recently, as you may have seen, we've launched Livepeer.ai. And Livepeer AI is the first decentralized video processing network with AI compute capacity. And we're looking to fund AI infrastructure as a public good across on-chain treasury, also the grants funding, and we've funded many grants to date. But obviously, Livepeer's network has been thriving since 2017, mostly focused on, completely focused on transcoding and making video development easy, building on top of Livepeer Studio, and obviously directly on the network through a number of different gateways. You've seen Lot Radio, Streamy, Base, Decentraland, Unlonely, all building on top of Livepeer network. I think, at least I'm still amazed by the network of Livepeer's orchestrators, still growing to this day, and an amazing active community. Obviously, most people on this call are also active orchestrators. And the on-chain and treasury at the minute is being used to fund public goods in Livepeer's network. We've had actually more than 5 payouts to SPEs. We've had 8 now, and over 60K paid out, 60K LPT paid out to the network, with currently 5 active SPEs. On that note, that was a whistle-stop tour, but I want to dive straight into the current SPEs and talk. And I should say, for those new, SPEs stands for Special Purpose Entities. These are public goods funded applications, platforms, or protocol developments, or community initiatives, anything that benefits the Livepeer network and protocol as a whole. So let's dive into what the ecosystem is cooking. To start with, I believe is Evgeny from Fantasy, if you are here. I don't know whether Rick Titan could bring Evgeny up to stage.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Fantastic.
Great. Yeah, I posted a forum update. Let me share it with you. It's a very development heavy update. So I posted it here, but no reason to go too deep into development updates, but right here. But basically, we hired 2 additional resources as a result of this proposal being passed. One of them is actually a CTO of our design company. He's helping us out with development 2 days a week, with the exception of first week, where he spent the whole week basically getting familiar with our design. So lots of updates are being made and performance improvements, data normalization. Right now, we're focusing very heavy on user onboarding and making sure is basically for the next feature that we're going to be focusing on is discover, filter, and search. And for that to work properly, we need to make sure that all of the user data is normalized and user onboarding is nailed down. So that's kind of on development front. We also hired a part-time community manager. His focus is mainly on research, kind of identifying the right strategy to go forward. He will also be focusing on growing Twitter followers. We'll be doing some promotions, things like that. He's also kind of helping us out with some of the dev work as far as like identifying which fields we need to have on like user profile and things like that. On the business side of things, I've got introduced to a few more kind of value-add developers. The goal is they want me to focus on this full time. I basically told them if we raise 1 to 2 million, I'll be quitting my job at Evolabs and focus on this full time. So that's the goal. Basically, we're forming a posse of two to three developers that will be that early seed round, and that will be all about TZ token, right? So we're using that as a way of basically essentially doing an IDO, initial DEX offering. So kind of that's about it. Pretty boring, but it's very focusing on development.
Amazing. Maybe
yeah, I was going to ask quickly, like any timeline or milestone you're running at in terms of usability of the app, generating demand, etc.
Yeah. We'll basically about 6 months away from production, so we're still tracking that milestone. We'll start outsourcing the code, all of the integrations with Livepeer in probably around October time. Once we nail down all of the details, then as we approach a little bit closer to production, we'll also be signing agreement with Livepeer Studio on the support and things like that. So it will be like a commercial agreement that will give us better rates for transcoding, storage, and delivery. And they'll commit to a certain SLA to support us. What else? As far as like feature-wise, chat functionality is pretty complete. Feed feature, which is more like a Twitter, almost like a Twitter feed or OnlyFans, is fairly complete. Yeah, like I said, the next focus is going to be discover, filter, and search, and that's why we need to go back a little bit and redesign things for this to work correctly. Token, yeah, it's TZ. It's actually going to be spelled a little differently. It's going to be spelled like this. Oh, also one thing I forgot to mention. Now I lost my train of thought. Sorry. For some reason, I'm so nervous today.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the updates. It sounds like towards the end of this year is when you're trying to get to production.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Great. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Now I remember. I started digging a little bit more into AI functionality of Livepeer. And as I was talking to some investors, they've been asking me, why don't you take data on your platform and use that data to augment existing AI model for this space? So there's like a lot of demand for this, and he basically has some private information about certain other platforms in this space already start doing it. And he basically told me if you find a way to focus on this, there's just a different magnitude, right, from investment and from like evaluation standpoint. So I kind of started thinking about this as well. Like right now, sort of using existing models, like, you know, that you have is not very useful to me, but what would be useful is, and I don't know at what, is it going to be AI subnet, or maybe it will be, could be part of Livepeer Studio, but making it easy to train existing models using a Livepeer ecosystem.
Again, I'm conscious just to stay focused on the updates for now. If you have any questions about the subnet, what I recommend, get them in the chat, and Rick can maybe follow up at the end if we have time. I'm just aware that there are some other questions in there in the chat, and do want to keep to time if possible.
Sounds good. Let me just answer a couple of questions. So
Question from Osman here. About focusing on this full time.
Yeah, so investors basically told me, I'd like you to focus on this full time if we're going to invest in this. And I said, if I raise at least $1 million, I'll focus on this full time. And they said it shouldn't be a problem. On Titan's question, payment contract is working great. I've claimed about 2,000 tokens right now. I gave 1,000 tokens as sort of my retroactive grant to my developers. They've been underpaid. And I've spent about 1,000 tokens. Everything is working great.
Awesome. Awesome. Any other questions? Just wait a minute or two. Also welcome to come up to the stage if you prefer to say it out loud. Okay, great. Then let's leave it there. And Evgeny, like I said, if you have any ideas from an AI standpoint, subnet or training, please do get it down in the chat. I know Rick would love to hear it. Fantastic. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
I would love to discuss it. Looking forward to the chat.
Share my screen.
Can you share your screen?
Share my screen. You prefer that, Rick, for me to do it? Perfect. There we go. You can see it.
It's loading, but I think I can see it
There
a
we
bit.
go.
Yes, there we are. So I'm Rick. I'm part of the AI SPE. We're a group of open source contributors in the Livepeer ecosystem. Sorry. That's dedicated at evaluating the impact of and potential of adding AI video compute jobs to the Livepeer network. So since there is a walled garden appearing, as Rich already said, with OpenAI and Microsoft owning the model, the access, the application, the infrastructure, we think it's really important to allow creators to use any creative AI possible within the open video infrastructure of the world that is Livepeer trying to build. So we already had one phase. So phase one, that was the phase stability phase. In that phase, we had developed robust AI computation pipelines, job abstraction, and we already had fees on the network. And currently we are in the second phase. So that phase is the network optimization phase. In this phase, we are looking to improve the subnet performance by, for example, implementing a better selection algorithm, a better discover algorithm, better job execution and optimization, releasing SDKs for the developer experiments. We're working with startups currently to get a really nice feedback loop to see what makes sense to implement for people building on the subnet. We're also working on implementing increasing supply by better orchestrator onboarding, full integration and GPU compatibility expansion. And we are providing clear metrics in this phase. So that can be fees, estimation of requests on the network, prices on the network. And of course, we are implementing new models, pipelines onto the network and fostering an open source collaboration and research. So another exciting update is that we had another full-time engineer joining the team. interpreter, Peter. He's also in the chat now, so that really allows us to go quicker to the roadmap that we promised in the Treasury proposal. Apart from that, to give you a sense, we are currently working on. We know that there hasn't been AI release in the last weeks, but we are working on releasing one now. That release will have the Whisper model in there. It will have metrics in there. It will have a lot of optimization bug fixes in there, and the release will expect it to be released today or tomorrow morning. And if you want to follow the roadmap, there's a link in this presentation and the changelog as well. And the less exciting news that I want to share is that we have the first bounty completed, and that's going to be paid out. That was done by Jason in the community, and that bounty allows people to set the number of adherence requests on every pipeline. So it was a little bit quick, but I have to leave in for a minute, sadly. I already had another appointment, but I hope that was clear. Yeah, extremely happy to see the bounties working. We have currently, I think, 8 bounties online. Another one is the Farcaster frame bounty that I'm really excited about. That's being worked on. And the lip sync has also been already done. The LoRa's have been done by Marco. I still need to view them. So the bounty program seems to be really successful, and I hope that we can also use it for the transcoding side in the future. Yeah, extremely excited that Peter is joining the team. Are there any questions? I have to leave in 2 minutes, and then John will take over for me if there are more questions. I think everything seems clear.
Just to let everyone know, there is now a bounties channel. It's under the developers section of Discord. If someone could share it, that would be great. And for any other SPEs, if you're looking to have bounties, please speak to me. I'm happy to sort of integrate it. So it's great that that's up and running. And thanks, Paulie. That's great. Yeah, that's up and running. So let us know if any other SPEs want to put out some bounties.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks,
so much
Rick.
for supporting us with that, Rich. You really did a nice job with the bounty system. It seems to be working brilliantly. So I have to hope that if there are any questions, I'm always available in the chat and in the water cooler chats, and John will be here answering questions as well.
Any questions? Thanks a lot, Rick. Have a good evening. Any questions for John? I can bring John up to stage if you want.
I guess I have one question. It was mentioned that like metrics are included in this release. That's a big deal because we need visibility into what's going on the network. John, if you have any insight in this, could you share like what that actually means for everyone? Like what will we all be able to see as a result of this metrics focused release? And where will we see these metrics?
John, you might have to raise your hand to come up. For some reason, I can't invite you. Or if Titan, or if someone else can do it. Yeah, perfect.
Now tell
I'm not sure if
John
you're
is
speaking, John,
not
but we can't hear you. The dreaded Discord. Unable to speak.
That was me 30 minutes ago. It required a close Discord and restart Discord. The old reboot trick. We can come back. We can come back to that if John makes it back with audio.
Yeah, John, you might need to restart. All right, let's move on, and then we can come back to questions for the AISP. Now, I know that Mike's here, Speedy Bird, some of the folks from the Cloud SP, Papa Bear. Now, Mike said that there was a major update to fill everyone in on, some exciting work in the pipeline. Does anyone have any question for the Cloud SPE, just to move on? This is a very filler slide here, so please, this is done by me. Any question for the Cloud SPE? We'll wait a couple of minutes. Mike, do you wanna give a tiny one-liner update, maybe around startup program or?
Yeah, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
loud and clear.
All right. I mean, as you guys know, with the Livepeer Cloud SPE, we had completed our phase 1, and we went through that in the last Treasury talk. We have an upcoming proposal that we are still working out the details, and we'll be publishing that very soon. But in addition, for those that haven't been paying attention, we've also recently done a lot of work with the AI subnet, where we've published the upscale pipeline, and we also have the Livepeer Cloud Gateway, which is being used now for sending test streams through the Livepeer AI subnet, and we've updated our dashboard to include just some counts that show what kind of metrics are being used on the system today. We also are partnered with the AI SPE in a technical capacity where we're providing the gateways for the startup programs. So folks that are applying with the Livepeer startup program for AI, and they're building apps on the AI subnet, we're the infrastructure behind that. So again, it's nothing major, but it is definitely worth calling out. So thanks, Rich, for bringing me up. So we are seeing some traffic, we are seeing some volume, and if somebody, I'll post a link to the dashboard so that folks can take a look at it themselves to see what kind of volume we're having, see what kind of model traffic and pipeline traffic we're getting. So nothing major. And again, I still think it's worth noting in this call. So again, thanks for bringing us up.
Amazing. Yeah, I think it's definitely worth a mention, all the work that's happening with the startup program and the great work the Cloud SPE has done to provide the gateway to build on. So I'm glad that
Yeah,
we've
it's still
got
early on. It's definitely early on. We've seen some testing with some of the SPEs, or with the startup programs, but they're not underway in their fullest yet. So we'll still see, I hope, a lot more volume coming in as these startup programs get launched and they start publishing their projects and what they're working on. So stay tuned, a lot to come, but kind of in a transitional period right now for the SPE.
exciting times ahead. Does anyone have any questions off the back of that? Maybe 1 or 2 minutes.
Papa Bear posted the transcoding metrics dashboard for our transcoding gateway, and then he also posted the AI subnet metrics that we've published. So Doug, I can probably answer the question that John was trying to answer, unless John is here to speak on it now.
I think he's back. Let's see if it's working.
Yeah, I think I've got my microphone working.
All
Yeah,
right, save me
fantastic.
from answering it. Go for it.
I welcome answers from all comers. So
Yeah.
you can team up on it.
Yeah, so we've been working on both metrics for gateway and orchestrators. From the gateway side, we're going to get visibility into the types of models and pipelines that are being used the most. So that's kind of what Mike had already put a link to there in the chat with Grafana. And then the orchestrator side, well, another piece we're going to be able to track is latency scores. So which orchestrators are performing the best. And on the orchestrator side, we'll be able to get data on like which models are requested for which pipelines, the average pricing that's being processed, and then like any type of request errors and stuff like that. So that's going to be important to track, if there's any kind of errors with out of memory or unable to process a request. So that's going to give us a lot of visibility. I'm still going through, so Rick's been working on most of this. I'm still going through all of his great work, but that's kind of what I understand of it so far.
Yeah, I think these metrics are really focused on getting visibility into what the gateways are seeing. I don't know, are there metrics specific to orchestrators as well, John, or is it just gateway related?
Yeah, we have a separate set of changes for orchestrator metrics to get visibility into orchestrator performance. I believe I'm reading this correctly. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, very, very cool. I think it'll be really important as a first step that orchestrators can see which models are being requested, how often, how many fees are being earned by each, because that'll be really informative to know like what models to keep warm on your GPUs and how much to charge, and to try and compete for that work. And if the whole network provides like warm, available capacity for the popular models people are using, then that'll be a great starting point.
Awesome. Any other questions for John and the AI SPE team? Now that he's back, or Mike and the Cloud SPE to tag team that.
Well, just one last plug on the metrics part is basically, our upcoming proposal is really a metrics focused proposal that's going to be surrounding visibility across the entire network for anybody that wants to know about Livepeer, but it's also around gateways and orchestrators and runners. So we have a really big project that's pending that we're going to be pushing out here, and look for a forum post real soon, but it's going to just further build on everything the AI SPE team's been doing with metrics. So I look to get that link out real soon. I mean, if not today, tomorrow for sure. So just wait and see, but it's definitely big changes for allowing insight across the entire network. So, and it's for everybody, not just orchestrators or gateways. So should be a big one coming up. Last plug, sorry.
Amazing. Thank you, Mike. Final questions. You can see Osman typing furiously. That's another question for Fantasy. Let's leave that in there. Kevin? Give it 20 seconds. Alrighty, let's move on then. Who do we have up next? We have the live pioneers, which I'm going to refresh. Hopefully have updated, and I believe Paolo should be on the call if you want to come up to the stage. Or someone from the Live Pioneers team.
Hello, hi, it's Paolo. Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, Paolo. Yep, we can hear you loud and clear. Take it away.
Thank you, Rick, because I just updated, last minute the slide. So sorry for this. So
no problem.
Yeah, and also I feel very sad because I missed the happy hour. I mean, in Brussels. So yeah, I needed to leave for the ECC week. So yeah, I feel very sad for this because I wanted to meet all the team in real life, but I'm sure there will be other opportunities for this. So yeah, I wanted to give an update. So we started Live Pioneer. So we wanted to launch an official community, and we started on April the 1st. So basically the first days of April, and we started. We requested also a first initial grant for just 3 months. So because we wanted to at least to to show that we were legit, because we all know that crypto is that there are always a lot of people going on, maybe only just to grab some easy money. But our goal is here, because we really love Web3, and we were very passionate about Livepeer, and we wanted to do a project similar that we did already for the graph ecosystem. So where we created a community for delegators, and we created also our own app, our blog, and providing support to users. So in this first, let's say 3 months, so 3 months, almost 3 months and a half, so we created, for example, a Know Your Orchestrator series is something that we have in our blog. I want also to post here our latest, series with Authority Null. So, and okay, sorry, not this link. It was another link. Okay, this is the link. So, yeah. Okay, no, the link is with the AI subnet. Okay, sorry. I mean, the link is probably the wrong one. Okay, I will post later probably. Okay, no, this is the right one. So yeah. So this is the Know Your Orchestrator series. So it's an initiative where we want to create a bond between, the orchestrator and delegator. So because we think it's very important, for token holder to understand, better that, that there are people, passionate people, they are building here for several years. And so, I mean, it's very important for us. We saw already, based on our experience, that the human contact is very important in this industry, where it's very easy to to get involved in some scam. So this is giving really this. I mean, this human touch is, I think, is important to make people more confident in an ecosystem. So also we invite. Also we have also here in our call, we have also Ghostim. Here is our project lead for this initiative. So he already contacted some of the orchestrators. So, but if every other orchestrator wants to join this initiative, so feel free to send a DM to Ghostim. And so it will prepare all the questions. So we always create this banner. So it will give all the instruction in how to proceed for getting published in our blog. And also we keep also publishing generally, I mean, articles in general also in the Livepeer ecosystem. So for example, a few days ago, we also published it on the AI subnet, because of course, like we said already, is is one of the big things in the Livepeer ecosystem. And also, I mean, in our articles, we always tend to use a very easy to read languages. So because our target is newbies and people and beginners in Web3. And so, yeah, this is also posted the new article that we publish also thanks to Polly B, that is also here, is one of our technical writer. But also the big news that we launched July the 1st, our web app. So this is just the first version. So on the web app, I will post here also the link of the web app. So July the 1st, so you can try. It's also mobile friendly. And so at the moment, so the first version has, the initial feature are there is a dashboard for delegators to check their status of how much they earn. So they can also change the currency, the local currency they use. So there is also real-time, possible a calculator. So there are live network statistics. So there is also all the list of, our blog articles we write. So this is, as said, is the first version. So, I mean, our tech lead is not here now in the call, but is working very hard to also squash bugs. And so we solve a lot of bugs, we improve performance. And also we are now developing a new feature for the treasury, because I think we saw it's getting more and more traction, the treasury, and we saw new proposals. So we want to provide a better view, for example, on the voting, like the history of the voting. So yeah, something that we don't see, for example, in the Livepeer Explorer. So this is something that is currently working in beta. Maybe we can even show, maybe in the water cooler in the next meeting, we can show a preview to see, also to get some feedback. We have also the link of the beta app. So probably I will ask if this version is spread stable. Maybe we can share in the next water cooler. So yeah, I mean, this is what we are doing. So we are also growing our Twitter base, and also in the Telegram channel is also pretty active. And Also, we are already working on, because we need to submit, as said, the initial grant was for just 3 months. So we wanted just to show, as said, the legitimacy of our project. So our goal is now to submit a new grant and to, we want also to expand beyond other regional communities. So to create a localization. So we are already in contact with other friends from that we were already cooperating for other projects. So we want to expand also and provide Spanish support and have also translation in Spanish. And we want to do also, for sure, we'll do initially Spanish, German, and we are also probably wants to do the Chinese. And yeah, I mean, at least we will start with 3 languages. But yeah, we will provide more information in the next weeks on this. So, and probably we will also submit the new grant in a couple of weeks when, I mean, it will be solid, the new project will be well defined and solid. So that is our update.
Fantastic. Thank you for the comprehensive overview. Does anyone have any questions for Paolo and the Live Pioneers SP?
Yeah, I want to share some input for the next proposal, and maybe part of that is a question. Like, I think every SPE should be clear about the key metric that it's trying to move, the clear impact that it's trying to have. I would think for this one, it's the delegator count, like the number of unique wallets that are delegating on the network. And we sort of surprisingly and confusingly seen that number continue to drop despite all the educational content and whatnot, and the app and everything that Live Pioneers is putting out. Is there anything that you can do to take more like ownership over that metric and impact it? Because I would think even just with hand-to-hand combat of individually educating and onboarding, potential token holders and candidates, it would be somewhat straightforward to make that go up. No one's really like focused on that explicitly, but that would be like a great impact to the ecosystem.
Yeah. I mean that is our goal. I mean we always have that statistic, that we almost check daily to see. And yeah, in this case, so we are, let's say, feel very much, sort of pain when we see this, going down. So I mean, I think we discussed this already. I think in other also calls probably. I mean about, we know the fact that the bridging probably is the weak point here, that there are no liquidity on the exchanges on Arbitrum. So yeah, I think so. That is, I mean, we know this. So I mean, what we are trying to do with our project is to make sure people knows that it's better to delegate, okay, to learn, to move the tokens on L2, and because the benefit of being a delegator is huge compared to be just a token holder. So I mean, we saw, for example, few people that managed to do this, and so they was thankful to us, but I mean, not enough. I mean, to show an inversion of the trend here on this. So of course, our goal is this. I mean, we will be, I mean, very happy. We will consider successful our work when we will see, of course, this trend changing. But this is, I mean, very clear to us that this is, our goal.
Yep. Thank you.
I'm conscious of time, and we do have one more. We have Eli, and then with Aquarium, and then the Livepeer Innovators DAO. So any other questions for Paolo? Maybe can get them in the chat, and Paolo, if you could answer them there, that would be fantastic. Great, thanks a lot, Paolo. Moving on, we have Eli, and we have Aquarium.
Hey, can everybody hear me?
Loud and clear.
Hello. Yeah.
Live with video.
Yes,
love it.
of course. I'm a streamer now, so I need to so I've got everything set up. Why not? But yes, thanks for having us on here. So yeah, I know I was explicit about this, but after our proposal passed, we were going to go heads down for a while and get some things finished up, as well as get ready for the initial launch. And that has now happened. The Aquarium app is now live on the Google Play Store and is now a test flight beta on the App Store. So you see the link there to aquarium.tv. Those links are both available. It's not a very comprehensive app yet. Our goal was to get it live and improve on it incrementally. Right now, what you can do is watch the dev streams and get notified when we go live, which I kicked off the schedule for yesterday. So I will be live every day until I decide to stop at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 17 o'clock UTC. Do your own conversions. And we will be streaming there, showing development of the app. You can also watch on our GitLab server as commits come in. There is a chat you can participate in, and that sort of thing. And we'll be setting up the Aquarium Discord this week for people to jump in and ask questions. In terms of our timeline, now that we've kicked things off, so I am now started up moving. Well, I've been doing a lot of hidden work in the background to get the company set up, and then the App Store and Play Store publishing processes, these sorts of things, getting all of that going really well. But I am now full-time on development of the node and the app. Adam is at a wedding in Italy, but will be back soon and joining me on the app development. Going to make things a lot prettier, and deliver a kick-ass development user experience on the app side there. And that'll be happening very soon. In terms of our timeline, the next couple weeks are going to be just getting the sort of build processes, node processes for everything going. We're a small team, so I really don't want to. Right now, it's a big pain to publish new versions of the app to the App Store and Play Store. We need to get all of that kind of thing as streamlined as possible, get our testing infrastructure in place. Lots of sort of just groundwork happening right now that you'll be able to watch on the stream. The next milestone after that is, of course, the Livepeer and Mist server integrations. So that's the enabling streaming on the server, enabling Livepeer transcoding. I would love to be able to access transcoding right through the app. That sort of thing, I think, could be very powerful. That sounds like a lot, but there's a lot of prior art there, right? We're embedding Mist server and we're embedding Go Livepeer to do that work, and some groundwork toward those goals has already been done. So lots of I'm hoping to be able to deliver on that pretty quickly. And that'll be a really exciting milestone. That'll be a self-hostable node everybody can run that gives you like this single binary rich streaming server with Livepeer transcoding, which will be very exciting. But even more exciting than that is, of course, the decentralized live stream milestone after that. So that's where we'll really start to get our teeth into the what does it mean to have a decentralized live stream? What are the signatures on these primitives look like? Get into multi-node replication, so I can stream into one server, or to replicate it throughout the internet, play it back from a different server, and through the magic of C2PA signatures and signing and decentralized identity, be confident that I'm looking at the right thing. So that part will be basically the rest of the year for us. We'll be accomplishing all of that. Adam is at a wedding. He's not at his wedding, to clarify in the chat there. But yeah, thank you.
A great rumor to start. Thanks so much, Eli, and super exciting. I am sure there are some questions. Feel free to come up to the stage, get them in the chat.
Yep, and I'll be needing to drop off right after this to prep for our live stream, which starts in 8 minutes. But yeah, if you want to follow along, feel free to grab the app or watch on the website there, and we look forward to starting to build a community around this interesting development, interesting mode of development that we're taking on.
Awesome. And you'll be dropping the Discord in shortly for everyone to join.
Yeah. There were a little bit of groundwork to do on that yet, but that'll be happening real quick.
All in time. Super, super excited for you. Amazing. If no other questions, thank you very much, Eli.
Thank you.
Awesome. So now we'll come to the final. I'm conscious of time, and we may not have time to discuss any upcoming proposals, but we do have one live, which would be great to get to. So I'm gonna hand over to Titan, I believe, and oh, that was. See if that's been updated. No, let's just jump in. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and then get the proposal up, but take it away, Titan, if you're here.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for having me up. So yeah, I just want to start off. I do have a hard stop at the top of the hour, so I'll make this brief. Just a couple of quick key takeaways from the current Treasury proposal. So for those that don't know, this is the Livepeer Innovators DAO, who is tasked or has a mission of doing retroactive funding on the Livepeer network. So trying to give away LPT Treasury tokens for people who have built apps or do any type of supporting or direct demand side generation on the network. That's kind of the mission of the DAO. Couple key takeaways. So this is the largest Treasury proposal to date. There's been 18 collective DAO members who've been working on this, and it's been building for the last 10 months. So this has just been a process that was set forth mid last year. So a couple things going on with the proposal. So it's been live for about a week. And essentially what has happened is there's two camps of people that are voting on this. So we, orchestrators and delegators have the opportunity to vote based on the results of the DAO voting. So the process of the DAO was to go out and find these people building demand-side generated apps and products and tooling, get them to get their information, their correct information. So, who to pay, vetting that this is the person that they say they are, that they have actually built this app, put it into vote collectively in the DAO to weed out the people that don't really fit the criteria, put those together, and then submit those to the Treasury for retroactive funding. So that's what we've done. And there's been a lot of discussion around the proposal itself. So you can read through the proposal. I won't bore you with something that you can read, but I want to just take a moment here and talk about some of the discussion, criticism, support around the proposal so far. So we only have about 30% support for the proposal right now. But only 36% in participation of voting. So there's still a lot of people that can vote. And so, yeah, I'll condense down the criticisms and support in the next 2 minutes, hopefully. So first is the first criticism is a collective opinion versus an expert opinion. So the DAO was formed basically with this idea that there's a collective opinion of who deserves retroactive funding. So, it was kind of open to all Livepeer enthusiasts and orchestrators and delegators and the idea was you would have a collective opinion of who deserved that and of retroactive funding, and it's a collective opinion of the community. It represents kind of a broader community thought. The criticism is basically we should have an expert opinion. So rather than lots of people having an opinion, it should be the opinion of a few, maybe 2 or 3 people who are experts in demand-side generation for Livepeer, and they should kind of be the ones to really do the due diligence of these projects. So there's been criticism on the actual projects themselves that made them through. So that's kind of one criticism. Two is ownership versus dollar amount. So this is a 30,000 LPT proposal. You know, in my opinion, this is not the opinion of everyone, but 30,000 LPT is 3 days of network inflation. We create about 10,000 LPT tokens a day. 3 days of network inflation for the last 7 years that the Livepeer network's been around. For rewarding some sort of demand generative apps for using us, for spending the time to go through the documentation and to build on us, right? So we should give them some ownership, right? Some people share that view. Some people look at it more of a dollar amount. So 30,000 LPT, roughly speaking, right now is about $400,000 or $500,000 US in equivalents. And is that justified, right? What does that get you? These kinds of things. So that's kind of another criticism is the amount is too high in terms of dollar amount. And the third criticism is really just around finding applications and the quality of the metrics. So, finding applications is insanely difficult when a lot of the builders on Livepeer are going through a hosted gateway like Studio, and we don't have their on-chain metrics, right? We don't have an address with direct traffic. So finding applicants is tough. And then on top of that, what are the quality of metrics? Because all the stuff is off-chain, right? All the transcoding and AI generative stuff is off-chain. So how do you get the quality of metrics that you need? So there's been criticism around that. And so I'll end with this. And basically what you're left with is, do you vote yes or do you vote no for this Treasury proposal? The reason to vote for the Treasury proposal is that the DAO can improve. It can take lessons that it's learned. It can iterate. It is collective. It's open. Right? It's all our discourse and chat is in an open channel where people can see. And so it's the first round might not be the best round, but hopefully it's the worst one, and it can improve and grow and continue on with its mission. And this is just one step along of sustainable funding that people can be a part of. The reason to vote against is basically, the process or the idea of the DAO is basically not good enough, right? It's what we need is a different entity with a different process right from the scratch to come in with experts and a very different approach to how the DAO operates in its current form. So those are kind of the two kind of arguments behind it, and I'll stop there because it is the top of the hour. And so I would love to answer any questions, but I do have to go. Put them in chat and I'll try to reply as I go. So thank you everyone for listening to my rant. And please, if you haven't voted so far, go to the Treasury proposal page and cast your vote. It's open for 2 more days.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Titan. No, you have to hop, so won't put anything forward other than I think there was some discussion in the governance channel, particularly around the research that has already been done in this space, which I strongly recommend to go away and have a look at. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, everyone. If you have questions for Titan, maybe reach out in a DM, or better yet, let's keep it public in the governance channel and the Livepeer Innovators DAO channel. I'm sure if you ping Titan, that would be enough.
Sure. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you, buddy. Great. Well, I'm conscious of time. We are over. So thank you everyone for coming. If you have any more questions or you didn't get something answered, feel free to reach out to the governance in the governance channel, or you can reach out directly to me in a DM if it's something more private. We'll have our next Treasury talk in 2 weeks. I'm sorry for the back and forth and Discord organizing. It's been Discord is still an unknown beast even after all these years. So thank you very much for taking the time, and we'll see you all in a couple of weeks. Have a great day. Take it easy, everyone.